Alright, guys, this is Sam Rayner coming back at you and bringing some tips, tricks, and hopefully some useful information for Giants War. Looking at one of my favorite characters, the Dragon Guardian, and he's pretty badass. I like him. I had the Paladin tank in the beginning, and so he's kind of been leveled up, and I just got him recently, so I'm pretty excited. It's pretty cool the way this game works. It's not as complicated as it may seem. It's actually pretty cut and dry, and some things that you think might matter early on in the game really don't. They're more there for to help you along. So hopefully some of this information will help. Let's kind of get right into it. Obviously there are tiers. So typically you'll start out with, like, say this is a brand new tune that I have not leveled at all, except this is a good tip, except through farming quests, like picking herbs, chopping wood, stuff like that, and mining. And when you do stuff like that, you actually get like 1,000, 3,000, sometimes only a couple hundred points. But the reality is you don't have to touch your guy, and just use him for farming, and he's gonna level up, and that'll save you on ether, the little green stuff up there that helps you level. So remember that's a good tip. If you're playing the game and you don't want to necessarily stop advancing the tunes that you have, but you do want to kind of level this, one particular tune, then put him on missions and always use him for the farming and mining. And you can see I haven't touched this guy, and he's at level 16 just from a day or two of farming. So it's pretty neat. Obviously there's equip buttons, and you can kind of look at the buttons and see the different types of equipment that you can get. Again, that's obviously a weapon, arm guards, footwear, some more footwear, arm guards again, and then this is probably a helmet or something, but something topical. Anyway, one thing that I really like that took me a little while to figure out was that you can actually click this little button right here and see the stats that you want to focus on with your particular hero. And it's pretty cool. Like, this one will tell you, obviously he's a dragon smasher, so he's going to be like a melee. So strength is critical to this guy. So when you're using your cores, remember that strength is probably the ones that you want to save. Looks like physical attack power is a big one here. 538. Magic attack power, not as important. So again, physical definitely outranks magic. And then max HP, which would make sense that would be high, because he's in the melee, he's going to get hit a lot. Physical defense is there, but not that. Attack speed, nothing else really that critical as far as I would say that on this guy. Hit points, definitely attack power, and strength, which those are probably relative. The stronger you make him, the more attack power he's going to have, but there are also cores that will help you with your attack power. Okay, so that's the stats, the button for the stats that you want to figure out. Hey, maybe what's my wizard need, or my tank, which is this undead Frankenstein. Again, leveled only through mining, but strength 33, vitality 77, so obviously that's the big one for tanks. Physical attack power, some, but really max hit points, that's the other one that's big. And then I got a wizard over here again, leveled only through mining, farming stuff. Intelligence is big for the wizards, so it just kind of helps you look around and see what you can use. So let's get back to Dragon Smasher. One thing that's absolutely critical in this game for advancement is the use of cores to evolve your tune from a 1-star to 2-star, 3-star, and so on. That is going to get tougher if you are not saving the tunes that are relative, or the cores that are relative to your hero. So remember that you want to always save the cores that belong to your hero. Now what I do is I look for cores that aren't particularly useful for your tune. What does that mean? Well, that means like obviously this guy needs strength, so if I have a strength core that I could use down the road, I try and stay away from using it. I'm not going to say that I wouldn't use it if I really needed it in a pinch, but I do try and save them because I believe there is a bonus for using a hero-related core on that particular hero. So if it's the same core for that hero, there may be a bonus. Pretty sure there is. So on this guy, hit points, I think we said that was pretty good since he was melee, so that might be one we want. A magic attack power doesn't really matter at this point. So what we'll do is we'll evolve this dragon without even leveling him in any kind of battle at all, but still we'll use it. So 200 ether here, and you can see he jumps from 27 to 53, 13 to 26, 8 to 16, and then 19 to 34 in vitality. So pretty neat little bump. We'll go ahead and bump him. Pretty cool effects. Hero evolve success, so now he's at a grade 2, and that's pretty cool. Always like that. And then once you evolve them, skills open up, so even though it looks like it's locked there, it is unlocked, so you can kind of start leveling them up. Now one thing I do is I save everything. If I can collect anything at all during these battles, I do. And typically what you can see is Filthy Arm Guard. You just need that to equip it. So rather than go through each one individually at the beginning levels, I'll just equip all, and you can see the boosts. And then here's a pretty neat little deal about the game also, is that as you fill your 6 equipment slots, once you fill them, you actually get a chance to rank up your tune. So he goes from obviously base is like gray, which is not rare, or uncommon, and then green would be common, blue would be rare, and then purple is legendary or heroic, so they do have tiers and levels in that as well as far as your color cards, and you can see that over here on the left. So we'll rank him up and he should turn green. Well, maybe not. Maybe it takes a second leveling. Let's see what this guy needs. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and equip all the rings and stuff. We'll equip all. And again, another chance for a rank up. So we rank up. And there he is. He's you can see he's green now, right there. So that's pretty neato. We have advanced it and moved him up. Always want to make sure that you're advancing your finishing or your touch skills and your automatic skills. These skills are what help you in the game. And that's pretty neat. There's a bar that'll fill up, and we'll show you that in a second. So let's go back to equipment. Looks like I can fill it all again one more time. And this is where I kind of start watching things. See these wolf fangs. They can get pretty... They can be pretty rare, and you always want to make sure that you're not going to need them somewhere else on some of the tunes. Here's a cursed wolf's fang. So I'm gonna guess that comes from a wolf's fang somewhere. But again, this guy, cursed wolf's fang. So the wolf's fangs are really rare. I encourage you to buy those or collect them anywhere you can. Do not skip those battles when you're exploring your lands. Make sure that you're scooping up as many of those as you can. But we'll go ahead and equip all again and level up our Dragon Smasher. And this stuff will come in handy later. There are particular fights where you can get chests and stuff. Let's say dragons fight, I don't know if it's human races, or they have a particular enemy, and so they're more useful to you in those particular battles. I know that humans against undead is also one, so just keep those specialty chests that you see in the very last tab. They are always grayed out. Those come from these particular battles, so it does benefit you to rank them up if you got the stuff to do it. And see here, we're at a point where we're gonna have to use them somewhere. So this is pretty good. And then again, remember to level up your tombs there. So let's go ahead and see if we can get him into a battle somewhere. Let's go ahead and re-explore here. We'll put him in area 3, why not? Okay, collect everything. And this isn't anything in particular, these fish scales that I need, but I do want to give my Smasher a run. So let's take out the Orc Hunter. Oh, it looks like it's... Oh, see, then again, see here, you can see where I am farming these guys, and they're not able to use because they're out on farming missions. But look, there's 9,000 experience for that gentleman, 3,800 experience for my Dragon Wizard. My Dragon Smasher got another 3,800, and my little Human Wizard another 3,800. Again, those are just XP points that you can get to help level. See, he was 16, now he's 17, and he still hasn't fought a battle. So big time points. Oh, there you can also see that the Dragon Wizard, which was 14 at the start of this video, is now 16 just based off of points. So remember, that's also something you want to do. And then we'll go ahead and put him into battle now. Let's give him a chance and see how he does. I kind of want to show you here the power-up bar, and when it says C, you get these power-up bars where you can actually touch the specialty move for there's Dragon Smasher, and we used his specialty moves. It's kind of cool. I usually run them on auto because they're just a little quicker, and then I can free up my time to use my touch skills. And if you see that in the description, remember that's what your touch skills are when that bar fills up. Let's do one more so you can see. There's one of our quests chests, so just pull that along as we're going, and we can always use bat wings. So we'll go ahead and fight this battle, and hopefully he's still on the team. Let me check. Yep, there he is. And we're using the different spells. Oh, well, it looks like instead of taking out my hunter, I took out my healer, but I don't think these battles matter really that much. They're pretty simple. These guys are way overpowered for this area, but I was farming and trying to do some leveling skills, and that's another thing that's cool about the game, is that you can farm. So let's see here. Do one more battle and we'll let it go. I want you to see again that touchscreen. It's pretty neat. It's got some good graphics. Do his touch skill one more time. Whoa. Man, these battles are going fast. kind of crazy, but that will happen in the game as you move along. Let's try it one more time. See if we can actually get in there and get this touch skill done at the beginning before they chew everybody up. And you can see they're rushing in, and then boom, let's use our touch skill. And there it is, pretty cool little graphic. And he did some serious damage, knocked him, most of those turtles back, and boom, fight's over. So pretty neat. Great little game. Remember that cores are not as critical, so we'll go ahead and jump into that real quick. One thing you want to do is explore core management. You'll eventually need to get some extra tabs and stuff. But one thing that's really, really important for you to realize soon is that these cores, like this one in particular, it's not really something that we can use. Dexterity doesn't matter so much to the Dragon Smasher to a melee, so we're gonna upgrade him. And at first I thought, well, if you're doing dexterity, you can only do dexterity to level him up. But the reality is that it's tier based. So every time, let's level up a level 1. So every time you go a level up, it's increments. So even though this XP rating is 55, if you add another 55, it's not going to give you 110. It's going to give you whatever the set amount is for that tier, for that level in the upgrade. So what I figured out was it doesn't matter what you upgrade it with, because it's not based on the stat of the core. It's simply based on the tier. So it doesn't matter if I use pig when I upgrade him, because I'm always going to go 55 to 69 in the first tier. So if I had added a 55 hit point, it wouldn't have made it 110, it would have made it 69, because it's based on the tier. So that's kind of what I'm getting at. So remember that those are not going to matter as much. And what you want to do is get these guys to 2-star levels, or 1-star maxes, to where eventually you can evolve them and make them, well, these are equipped, but to where you can mesh those together and make them 2 stars, and then 2 stars and 2 stars to make 3 stars, because you're going to need them. So remember to always hang on to your cores that are related to tunes that you want to play. And I really like this little orc hunter, and I like having one of each for every team. I think it can be helpful, and it probably will be helpful later. But so remember that, keep your cores handy, and hang on to the cores that matter, like Human Paladin. You can see that most of my cores, especially the ones that are developed, like this Frankenstein course, are cores that I'm going to be able to use later. And again, same thing here. Common or uncommon is gray, common is green, rare is blue, and then legendary or S rank, that's what they call it, is the purple. So that's something you do want to keep an eye out for. And you can actually see some of the, I think it will actually break down what those ranks are here. Let me see. Let's see if we, maybe it's under evolve. Do that. There is a way. I'm missing it for some reason. Whoops. There we go. Let's find one that's not maxed. Okay. Upgrade. Of course, I've done this 100 times, and if, oh, there it is. I remember now. So we'll don't remember. I'm not sure why I cannot remember how. This is funny. Oh well. There is a way for you to see what your core ranks are and what those do. Maybe it's there. It is. Jeez, I know it's pretty simple. But here's the SS rank, S rank, so you can see the different levels. And you know, obviously 5-star, and then looks like there's a 6-star here. So they definitely have their ranks. So keep an eye out for that as well. You don't want to be combining, you know, let's say, for example, this one's physical attack power, which is something that I believe it's either healers, maybe there's another particular hero that uses that really well. So I kind of hang on to these B ranks for now because I'm starting out. And I want to be able to use those since they have a higher tier, higher performance number. So an uncommon will start you lower than say a B common or a C rare or an S purple or an SS gold. So just something to look out for. But remember that when you're leveling them, it doesn't really matter. So anyhow, that's just kind of an introductory tips and tricks, a little bit of a helpful information on what you can and can't do there. So keep that in mind. Check back, hit a subscribe or like, but definitely subscribe because there's going to be more videos where we can get more in depth into, say, maybe core evolving and toon evolving and stuff like that. There'll be dungeon tips and stuff, but again, first of many, and hopefully we'll be able to get Game Evil involved as well, and maybe get some prize handouts and stuff like that, in-game content for you guys to use as well. So thanks again. Subscribe, like, and share. Take care. Sam Rainer out.